What is up, everybody? Welcome to my channel. My name is Dr. Jessica, and today we are having a masterclass all about my new program, the Better Health Blueprint. So let's jump in. Make sure you stick around to the end because I will have a question and answer at the end. So if you have questions, please leave them in the comments. Also, be sure to go ahead and subscribe to the channel so that next time we have new videos, you will be notified. Again, my name is Dr. Jessica. I'm a naturopathic doctor as well as an acupuncturist. So let's jump in to the Better Health Blueprint. And thank you so much for joining me here. All right. So in my new program, the Better Health Blueprint, we are all about regaining your energy and your mental clarity naturally. And if there are any issues with the audio, please let me know. So first of all, what we're going to go over is all about unlocking your improved mental clarity to help you have more energy, help you reduce anxiety, all so that you can recover and reclaim your energy and get on with achieving your goals. So we're going to start by laying the foundations, what I call the pillars of health. We're going to start with those lifestyle habits that are going to make a real maximum impact on your health. And then we're going to dig deeper into the root cause of any issues. We're going to use both conventional and functional medicine testings that is going to get to the root cause of your symptoms. And from there, we're going to explore the different types of treatment options. I use a combination of both integrative and functional medicine and naturopathic and traditional Chinese medicine options, all to meet your needs. So it's all about figuring out where you are and going from there. And then we're also going to talk about support. So we're going to talk about how the accountability and support can really help you reach your goals a lot easier than just kind of shooting around in the dark on your own. Okay, so any comments, just leave them in the comment section and we'll address those as we go along. So kind of to clarify this, who is this webinar for? Again, this is for my ambitious, motivated women who are ready for a integrative and tailored approach that will get you to the root cause of your stress, your fatigue, your anxiety, get rid of your brain fog, and really get you on to achieving your goals. So stick around if you are a busy professional woman or female entrepreneur, if you're sick and tired of feeling sick and tired, and you're ready to take the time to really prioritize your health. Stick around if you try conventional treatments and methods, but you still feel tired, you're stressed, overwhelmed, and you're just tired of wasting your time and money on solutions that really just don't work. And again, stick around if you feel like something is off, but you have heard from your doctor that your lab values are normal and you're wondering why you still feel miserable. This is for you. Again, stick around if you're exhausted of the stress and the anxiety, and it's really preventing you from being on top of your game, both at work and at home. And then no hard feelings, but this is not for everybody. So this is not for you. And please feel free to leave because I only want to work with clients that are motivated to feel more energetic, ready to think clearly, and really get to the bottom of why they feel so tired and overwhelmed. So this is not for you if you're looking for a magic pill or a quick fix. That's not what I do. I don't think that's very helpful or very honest. This is not for you if you already have all the answers and you're unwilling to make any changes or investigate further. Again, not for you if you think you can piece this together yourself, if you're happy using Dr. Google and you don't need any expert support or guidance. And again, not for you if you really think that feeling burned out, exhausted, and overwhelmed really is your new normal. So again, make sure to stick around to the end. I'm going to answer your questions. Oh, there I am. And we'll have a Q&A at the end. So let's dive in. So first, a little bit more about me. My name, again, is Dr. Jessica. I'm a naturopathic doctor as well as a East Asian medical practitioner. So what is that? That is an acupuncturist as well as I have a certificate as well in Chinese herbal therapy. So again, I help ambitious and motivated women reduce fatigue, anxiety, and stress using functional medicine as well as coaching so that they have more energy, more mental clarity, all while enjoying life and feeling comfortable in their bodies while striving for their goals. I graduated from Bastyr University. I got my doctorate of naturopathic medicine as well as my master's of acupuncture there. I really like to combine functional medicine that is really head to toe holistic. So not hippie when I say holistic. I mean connecting your body and your mind in a lifestyle based treatment principles. And I also have proven success. I do have a practice here in Seattle, and I have helped many patients take control of their health and really feel better naturally. So, this all began a little bit more about my journey. So, I used to actually work in finance. I'm going to get rid of myself here. You guys know what I look like. And I kind of saw burnout all around me and in my future if I kind of decided to go down the same road. So, I always had a passion for health, and I really thought about going into medicine when I was younger and just kind of put it off. And then one day, I'd had enough of the stress, and I decided to make the decision to change careers and actually apply to medical school. So while I was taking my pre-course work for school, I discovered yoga and how much it really helped with my body, with my mind, and most importantly, really with stress relief. And before that, I was always feeling tired. I had a lack of energy. And I knew that I wanted to share that transformation that I felt from discovering that natural method with other people. So I dove deeper into yoga teacher training. And at the same time, I actually discovered naturopathic medicine. I was actually shadowing a doctor in one of the hospitals in back in Michigan, and I met a naturopath, and she kind of blew my mind with this whole body type medicine. It was both for physical and mental. And I knew right then I had really found the path to help others with their health and wellness journey and what I wanted to do. So fast forward a couple years after graduating from Bastyr, I started practicing, and I'm still practicing in office here in Seattle. And what I have really learned is really about treating the whole body, both mentally and physically. And it's really helped me regain clarity, energy, focus. And it's really helped me teach that to my patients and really transform their health as well. So I've, again, helped a lot of patients suffering from stress and exhaustion and burnout and really reclaim their health. And I really am excited to share that with you. So a few, I guess, quotes from patients. So I found Dr. Jessica when I was completely burned out, overwhelmed. My body felt like it was falling apart. I was so tired, I couldn't concentrate at work. My doctors told me my labs were normal, but I still felt miserable. Dr. Jessica helped me get to the real cause of my symptoms and actually had solutions that worked. I'm so glad I found her. Another patient, Dr. Jessica is a wellspring of knowledge. She's very skilled in treating the whole body. She's helped me with my postpartum depression and anxiety, and she seems to be able to do it all. I can't recommend her more highly. So this is not for me to brag, but these are real women. And I remember when they came into the office, they were honestly in tears. They were just extremely tired, extremely fatigued, just burned out, and felt like this was going to be their new normal forever. And I really helped guide them really take back control of their life. And that is, for me, the most important thing and what feels really good about what I do and why I'm really excited to share this transformation with you guys. So as we go through this, I want you to ask yourself, are you ready for your own transformation? I want you to think about, how long have you felt burned out? How long have you felt foggy? How long have you had that brain fog? And then imagine how you want to feel in the next few weeks, in the next few months, or even in the next year. I want you to imagine what it feels like to have support, guidance, and accountability along the way so that you're not just shooting in the dark. You're not just using Dr. Google. And finally, I want you to think about, what are you going to do? What do you want to do? What do you want to accomplish? What do you want to do with more energy? How do you want to feel when you have less stress? So keep that in mind as we go through this program. So let's dive in. So step one, you really have to lay the foundations. So what does that mean? We want to build and maintain healthy habits and routines that lay the groundwork for a healthy body and a healthy mind. So I think of it as, I use our naturopathic medicine therapeutic order. So we want to start over here at the bottom of the foundation here. Think about it. You wouldn't want to build a house on a crappy foundation, right? So in the same way, when we're working through a treatment or we're working through a protocol, you can't just throw supplements or throw drugs at it without building a solid foundation. No matter what we decide to do, if you don't have those foundations in place, the treatment really is going to fail. So we want to create an environment where the body really is capable of adapting to stress, because as much as we want to reduce the stress, we're not getting rid of your job, of your family, of your responsibilities. The stress will always be there, but how you adapt to it and how your body is able to cope is so important. So I use what I call these pillars of health in laying this foundation. And this really is for almost every patient that walks in the door, every client that walks through the door. So those 4 principles for me are your mindset, your sleep, nutrition, and your movement. And we're going to go through each one of these and talk about how you really do start to make a program for yourself that addresses each of these areas. So the first is mindset. We really are our own worst critics. And when it comes to feeling your best, the change has to start within. So we're working on a transformation, right? It's going to require a mindset shift. You can't just go from feeling worn out, feeling negative, feeling beat up, feeling like you can't think, to all of a sudden feeling great in the morning. You have to also take your mind along with it. When you've been in that state for a while, especially if it's been a long time, it's going to require you to really shift your thinking, to shift your habits. All right. We're doing things differently, and your brain really does have to let go of some of those old habits, and really you have to embrace the new. So my mom has a quote. She used to say, free your mind and your ass will follow. And this is really how I think about it. So first of all, we start off with an assessment. You need to know where you are before you can decide where you want to go. You want to really check in both mentally and physically and really evaluate where you are. Then we're going to start to reset. We're going to think about, what are you consuming? Is it really serving you? Is it helping you? And if not, we're going to figure out a way how to let it go. And then once we start to do that, we'll be able to tune more into your body, tune more into your mind. And I'm going to work with you to give you resources and tools to help do that. That can be anything from yoga, journaling, meditation, any type of also breath work, to really help you start to modulate your stress response and see how your body and your mind really does respond to stress. I really have to say, this is one of my favorite things to work with, but also really the basis when it comes to making a real lasting transformation for yourself. The next one is sleep. Sleep affects your health in so many ways. You might not even be aware of it, right? Your body can't repair if you don't have a healthy sleep cycle. You don't think well if you don't sleep. Your body can't heal itself. So whether it's trouble falling asleep, staying asleep, or waking up not feeling refreshed, we're going to delve deeper into how to get better and more restful and restorative sleep. So we'll talk about sleep hygiene. So creating healthy habits that really start to prep you for bed, to help your mind and your body relax. It's going to create that routine that will cause triggers for your body to say, oh, it's time to go to bed. We're going to talk about your sleep environment. You all know it should be cool and dark, et cetera, right? We're going to also talk about some of the triggers that disturb your sleep. So things like alcohol, things like too much screen time, and we'll figure out ways to make it work for you so that you can incorporate new habits and get rid of the ones that really are not supporting you. And in the meantime, you're obviously not going to go directly from not sleeping to have a great night's sleep in one night. So in the meantime, we'll talk about interventions that will really help bridge the gap while you're working on that. So that could look like herbal supplements, or it can look like Chinese medicine. So it's all about finding what really does work for you. And I'm going to show you how to do that. And then nutrition. Going back to my finance days, there was a phrase, garbage in, garbage out, when you're analyzing any data. Same goes for your body. You put garbage in, you get garbage out. What I really want to do is to help you fuel your body without over obsessing over diets and trends. There are 1,000 diets out there, and it seems like they're creating new ones every day. So what I want to do is help you just simplify that. I like to take a whole foods based approach. Like, I want you to eat real food that is nourishing, that has all the macro and micronutrients as well. In that same vein, we want to kind of look at your macros and determine what does your body really need to meet your energy goals, your caloric demands, etc. And it's not just a simple calculation as to, cut your macros by this or by that. Your hormones and stress and other things also play into how well you're burning those calories as well. And then you want to identify any triggers that might be, any food triggers that might be kind of contributing to some of the fatigue or brain fog as well. So we're going to talk about food sensitivities and food allergies that could also be contributing to your symptoms. And then, of course, you want to keep track with your nutrition. I don't want you to obsess and count calorie after calorie, day by day, week by week. I do want you to know what you're consuming, but I don't want it to turn into something that's very tedious. So we're going to work on ways to help track what you're eating, track your nutrition, and to keep you on track both on the weekdays and on the weekend, because I have so many patients who do so great during the weekday because they have structure, and then on the weekend completely goes off the rails. And again, you're going to have that support from me to help figure out recommendations that are going to help. And then also we're going to look at your gut health as well, because you might not be absorbing the nutrition that you're putting in. So that's also something to really start to investigate as well. I'm just going to take a sip of water. And then the final kind of pillar that I like to talk about is movement. I try not to use the E word, exercise, because it tends to scare people off. But movement is so important for your stress relief, so important for your bone health, hormone modulation, your digestion, and even your cardiovascular health. It's so crucial to so many of your body systems, and there are so many ways to figure out how to incorporate regular exercise into your routine and really maintain it. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about all the different forms, cardio training, resistance, HIIT, steady state, walking, all the things. We're going to break it down to figure out what your body actually needs and how to incorporate that. And then along with that, we also talk about flexibility. Flexible body, flexible mind, right? That's important for your balance, for your structural integrity overall of your body. And then there's recovery as well. How many times you not exercise the next day because you're too stiff to move? Like you went too crazy on a leg day and now you can't walk. And so you end up falling off and not working out. So I'm going to help you. That's where the accountability comes in, to make sure that you keep going and you have the support. If you have previous injuries and you need a way to, you need alternative moves, or you need a way to modify the move, I'm going to help you move through that. That's where the guidance and accountability really does play a key role. So again, we've talked about those 4 pillars. This is kind of step 1, laying the foundations: your mindset, your sleep, your nutrition, and your movement. Once we start to lay that, and as we're laying that down, we're also gonna dig into a few other foundations. And these also play a role and can contribute to your symptoms. So we actually delve further into some of these during the next step, which is kind of the testing phase, but I'll talk a little bit about things like gut health. I mentioned earlier that you might not be able to absorb some of the foods that you're taking in because maybe there's a imbalance in your gut flora, or maybe you have what we call leaky gut, where it's causing some inflammation, or maybe you're eating a lot of foods that you're either sensitive or intolerant to. So we're going to talk about how to identify that and what to do about it, really. And then next, the immune system. Given everything that has happened in this last year, we know how important our immune health is. A huge portion of our immune system is actually located in the gut. So all of these things are really working together. The next one is our hormones, especially for my women out there, be it pre or post or perimenopausal. Our hormones play a huge role in how we feel, how we metabolize things, and even our sleep patterns. So we're going to delve deeper to identify if we have any hormonal imbalances that need to be addressed as well. And then the final kind of foundation is detox. And please don't mistake me here. I'm not talking about like a flat tummy tea or a detox tea. I'm talking about using our organs of eliminations to get rid of toxins, to help us process our foods, help us have a healthy metabolism. So you'll see in the picture, we have a picture of the liver here. Liver is one of the main organs that helps to detoxify things. It helps to get rid of things like excess estrogen. We'll also look at the skin, which is our largest organ of elimination and often overlooked as far as when it comes to eliminating toxins. So all these things, I really want to stress, really all this does go together. When we look at the body holistically, you can't leave out any part, and you have to look kind of head to toe. And that's what we're really doing. We're looking under the hood as well in this Better Health Blueprint. So let's go into the next step, which is now we have our history, and now we're going to use that. We're putting in place some of our foundations, and we're going to go deeper and kind of look under the hood, so to speak, into the body. We're going to use some conventional as well as functional medicine analysis to really get to the bottom of what is going on. So what do I mean by that? So how many times have you been to the doctor and they tell you that your labs are normal, but you still feel like crap or you still feel terrible? So I'm going to have you kind of look at this picture here. This may look familiar as something that you may get with an annual exam, right? You get your test and then you get your little result here. And then you have this reference range that they're telling you, are you normal or abnormal? Are you too high or are you too low? But did you know that this number is actually based on a very wide population, and it actually will vary from lab to lab. If you order this on the East Coast, you'll get different results from if you ordered it on the West Coast. And also, because this range is so wide, because it includes so many often sick people, it doesn't actually tell us a lot functionally about how you're doing. We're really not comparing these results to what healthy people's results look like, which is really the goal of what we want to do with functional medicine. So we start to use what we call this optimal range or a functional range. And it's often a lot tighter than this standard range. And this is going to give us more insight into something that could be going on, contributing to the symptoms of fatigue, the brain fog, et cetera, et cetera. So most doctors are comparing your lab values to unhealthy patients, not the healthy ones, but I think that we can do better than that. I think we can go deeper than that. And then that's when we also start to talk about functional testing. Not only do we need to interpret the tests we do have a little bit better, but sometimes we also need better labs. We need to have the right test, and we need to interpret them properly. And you need to then know what the heck are you going to do with that data, right? So what I do is I use other functional medicine testing to really help us identify deficiencies. They can be from nutrients, hormonal imbalances, inflammation, and system dysfunction that is contributing to your symptoms. So you're already familiar with doing a typical blood draw, where they look at your cholesterol and your glucose and maybe your thyroid hormone. Well, we can test almost any bodily fluid. We are probably already familiar with doing a stool test for something like ruling out colon cancer, right? So we can use stool, we can use urine, we can use blood, we can use saliva to give us a more accurate picture of what is going on right now in the body and how we're metabolizing things. So with GI function, I mentioned earlier that maybe there's some dysbiosis or maybe you're not digesting properly. Well, we can actually look under the hood and actually test for that, and we can see where you need support. Do you have inflammation? Is your microbiome, we all love that word right now, right? Is your microbiome out of whack? And then also hormones, again, especially important for women. Hormones play such a key role in how we feel, how we metabolize, and even how we sleep. So diving deeper into any hormonal imbalances is really going to help you figure out what is going on. It's going to help you dig deeper. So my formula is that we have better testing, better analysis, and that's going to give us better results. We want to know what is going on, and we want to get this data, but then we need to know how to actually utilize it. I get a lot of questions when I post about these functional tests on Instagram. A lot of people want to know, oh, can I just ask my primary care doctor to order this? And I'm always like, well, you can, but they probably don't know what to do with it. So unless you've been trained, unless you have some expertise in functional medicine labs, it doesn't make a lot of sense to order them and then not have someone to properly analyze and then make recommendations from it. So that's where my expertise also lies. So we have our history, we're putting the foundations in place, and now we have our lab results and we know what your goals are. So from there, we're going to now create a plan that really puts you on the road to improved energy, improved mental clarity. So we're putting it all together now. And what does that look like? So we're using integrative options, right? We want to think about what herbal solutions we have, any vitamins or nutrients that you need that are going to make the most impact. And we're going to combine that and layer that over top with those lifestyle interventions that we talked about earlier. And we're going to tweak them to make them work for you. We're going to figure out what your body needs. The last thing that I hate to do is to see a patient come in with a bag of supplements that they've randomly bought, and a lot of times they're not things that they actually need, or they need other supplements or other nutrients. So from the further testing that we do, sometimes we identify other areas that need to be examined. So this is where we start to refine your treatment, where we start to tweak it. We'll work with your other providers as well. Like maybe you need to manage your prescriptions. Maybe you need to change your screenings. It's all about kind of refining the treatment and really taking out what is unnecessary and only having the essentials, because you're busy and you don't have a ton of time, right? And then in that same vein, we want to prioritize. We want to create a realistic plan. Like we can't boil the ocean, as my mom likes to say. You can't take everything on at once. And sometimes you have to build up certain systems before you can even address a different system. So how to truly implement the plan is really crucial to success. And that's where having a provider who has done this time and time again will really give you better results. And then at the same time, we also want to assess. We want to make sure that what we're doing is working. We want to have tools in place, and we want to keep tabs on the progress, because sometimes it is difficult to measure success. Unfortunately, health and changes are usually not linear, right? Patients usually come in, things get a little bit better, maybe there's a flare, and then things kind of come back down. But having an assessment tool to help us see long-term kind of where you are is really going to help you stay committed to any changes you're making and help you know what is and what isn't working. Okay. So we've laid our foundations. We have our testing. We're refining our treatment. We have our treatment protocol or our options. But we also need to have support and guidance and accountability. This is the one stage that so many people miss. So studies have shown that people that have better clinical outcomes when they do have proper education along with that committed support and guidance, patients generally see a 75% improvement of their condition when they have proper education and guidance. So your transformation is so much more likely to succeed when you have the guidance, accountability, and support that really will help you thrive. I want you to imagine a system where you not only have access to resources, because we all have Google, right? But you have a supportive community, and you, more importantly, also have some personalized guidance, a doctor or a provider that you can get in touch with, someone to really help coach you through the process. So let's do a quick little recap here. So we started by laying the foundations of health, right? We talked about those 4 pillars. We talked about your mindset, your movement, your nutrition. And then we began and we talked about your sleep. And we have figured out ways to kind of implement that and get the most impact out of those. Then we dug a little bit deeper, exploring conventional and functional medicine labs that really dig a little bit deeper into the root cause of what is going on. From there, we were then able to create a real plan that really is going to work for you. We're combining traditional, functional, naturopathic, and even Chinese herbal uh, medicines that will help to meet your needs. And you have the accountability, the support, and the coaching that really will help you get there. We're walking you through step by step so you're not alone and you don't have to be confused. There's someone there to answer questions for you, to give you guidance along the way. Okay, so I want to do just a quick case study here. This is a real patient of mine. Her name is Cynthia, 45-year-old female. She gave me permission to share this. So when she came in, she was just exhausted. And quite frankly, she looked exhausted. She looked terrible. She could not think clearly. She wasn't sleeping. She told me that her whole body literally felt inflamed, like it was burning. She was, as a result of not sleeping, she was irritable with her family, especially with her husband, and she felt like her performance at work was suffering. She felt like she couldn't think. She felt like she couldn't perform. And she was a very top executive at a large firm here. So what we did is basically the steps I just walked you through, right? I took a thorough history. We did an assessment. We established a baseline as to where she was. We set about figuring out how to improve her sleep, how to get her moving, how to assess her nutrition, and how to establish some mindset patterns that would help her deal with the stress as well. Then we did some lab work to dig a little deeper. And from there, we were able to find some deficiencies. She was also having some malabsorption. She had some issues with her gut. She also had some issues with some blood sugar regulation. So she was actually starting to become insulin resistant, even though she didn't have diabetes, but she was edging closer and closer to that pre-diabetic level. So from there, we were able to recommend some targeted herbal and nutrient support along with those lifestyle changes that we talked about. And we set about kind of supporting and healing those affected systems. Throughout that time, we had ongoing check-ins. She had support and she had guidance from me. So fast forward a few weeks into the initial visit, she was already starting to sleep through the night. She reported she was feeling more rested, more clear-headed, and her mood continued to improve. When she came in, maybe 2 months later, she said her body felt lighter and her energy was on the rise. And then after 4 months, Cynthia, she told me that she literally felt like a new woman. I remember in one of her visits, I think it was around the maybe 2-month mark, I asked her, like, well, how's the inflammation? Like, do you still feel the burning? She was like, I don't have any burning. Like, she literally completely forgot that she walked in with kind of this entire body ache from everything that was going on. So this whole study I share with you just to say that when you really do take into account the whole body and mind, you get better results. And this is really what happens when you really commit to prioritizing your health. I have to say that I, as a provider, cannot want it more than you want it. You're the one who has to go home. You have to do the work. You have to do the lifestyle changes. You have to look at your nutrition. You have to do the hard things of really prioritizing your health, which is the hard part. You know, it's easy for me to help guide you through it, but you have to be committed and you have to be willing. You have to want the transformation enough. And having that support and having the guidance, I think really will help push you further. So I've shared with you kind of how I help women, how I help you go from exhausted and overwhelmed to energetic and focused. And now the question is really up to you. You have a choice. You can continue to go it alone. You can waste your time. You can waste your money. You can continue on the path to burnout. You can continue to put your health on the back burner and not get the results you want and continue to feel frustrated and exhausted. Or you can decide that you want to work with me. I have proven success in helping women with this. I have will give you the guidance and support that you need to really get to the root cause. I want you to take control of your health, to have more energy and more mental clarity. That really is my passion, and that really is what I want. I want that transformation for you. So I want you to ask yourself, are you ready? Remember, I asked you earlier to think about, how do you want to feel? So I wanted you to think about, like, are you actually ready for that transformation? Because if you decide to work with me, nothing is held back. I'm going to give you all the tools that I have. I'm going to give you step by step how to walk through. So there are no missing steps. I'm going to walk you through step by step, like I said, in a method that is really going to work to address the root cause, and a proven method, one that I have been able to replicate over and over and over. I really am on a mission to help you regain your energy and focus. I really want you to can go on and achieve your goals. And you are a busy woman. You have things to do, mountains you want to climb, glass ceilings you want to shatter, and I want that for you as well. So we're going to lay the foundations for better health. We're going to get to the root cause of your symptoms and really create a plan that works with you. Again, who is this for? So this is for driven women who are ready to invest in their health. This is for ambitious women who need their energy and mental clarity to pursue their goals. It's for motivated women who are ready to take action and to do the work to reclaim their health. Again, I have to harp on this, that you have to do the work. I am here to support you. I am here to help you, but you are the one who is going to do the work at the end of the day, and you are going to be the one to benefit from that transformation. So again, this is for busy women who recognize they need some guidance and support to efficiently get to their solutions that work. You don't have time to go shoot around in the dark and go Googling everything to try to figure out what you need. And this is for determined women who are frustrated with the current healthcare model just really not meeting their needs. It's Unfortunately, our current model is not about prevention. It's not about optimizing your health. It's about disease management. And I want to stop that process. I want you to stop before you get to that point. And I want to ask yourself, does this sound like you? Because if so, I would like to work with you, and I want you to get started on your own transformation. So let's get in touch. What I'd like to do is hop on a 30-minute call with you, and I really want to figure out if I can help you. So my intention is that is to understand what your current situation is, and to identify if we're really a good fit to work together inside my program, the Better Health Blueprint. I don't want to take on every client. I'm actually only opening this up right now to 10 women, and I already have spots filled. So if you are interested at all, if you have questions, just hop on a call with me and let's figure out if I can help you bridge the gap to your health and wellness. All right. So if you click the link below down in the description box, you'll be able to go directly to my calendar, and we'll be able to just book a 30-minute. Sometimes it goes a little longer depending on how much you like to talk, but we'll book a call, and then we'll just see where you are and how I can help. All right. Make sure, if you have gotten something out of this video, if you learned something new, make sure you hit the like button, hit that little thumbs up. And then that way more people will see this, and please also share this with people that you think might benefit. So I am going to go into the questions, and let's see what we have here. Let's see. How do I get into the questions? Yay. Thank you for hitting that like. Oh, shout out to Dr. Don. I don't know if you're still here. He's one of my colleagues. If you are in further south, check out Dr. Don. Let's see. Bear with me a moment here. I'm going to figure out where the question box is. Let's see. Bear with me a moment here. I'm going to figure out where the question box is. All right, somebody sent a question. How do I work with you? And again, go ahead and if you look at the link in the description box, you might need to hit the arrow to extend it. It says link below to apply. That will take you directly to my calendar and you can book a time. I had another question from someone on Instagram. How do you know what types of treatments to use? So that's a good question. One is always check in with you as the patient to figure out what is your preference. There are many, because I have a lot of tools in the toolbox, there are many ways to go. We can go herbal therapy, we can go Chinese herbs, Western herbs, lifestyle. We can go prescription route. So it really depends on one, kind of severity of your condition, and also kind of where you are health wise. Kind of, do you need a higher force intervention, or are our herbs something that's appropriate? So that totally depends on where you are as a patient, and that's something we kind of discuss going back and forth. Another question about the program. So I like to share that more if you hop on a call with me, but it is going to be a live delivered program. We are starting on May 10th. And again, if you are interested, please go ahead and book a call because spots are filling up quickly and I'm only opening it up to 10 women at this time. I want to make sure that everybody gets enough attention from me and that everyone gets everything they need from the program. And so I want to keep it intimate and small. Okay, that looks like all the questions I have. So again, if you're catching this on the replay, then just go ahead and leave me a comment down below. Again, if you were watching live, thank you so much for being here with me. Go ahead and make sure you give it a thumbs up. And if you have questions, go ahead and book a call and I will see you guys very soon in the next video. So make sure you like and subscribe this video and please do share it with someone if you feel like it will be helpful. All right. Thanks, guys.